Welcome everyone into the virtual Talladega Super Speedway. It's the PGR Lite Series Season 3 Championship. It's been a long one, 11 weeks so far, and now here in the 12th week, we'll crown our third ever Lite Series champion. Cars getting on the grid right now for 55 laps of action here in the ARCA Series car. You see the format there on your screen, but all that matters right now is the championship 4. We're going to find out as well where they ended up qualifying here as David Flanagin, Jackson Bise, Axel Smith, and Shawn Hillkewicz do battle to be crowned the champion here tonight. Here's your starting grid. Brian Hennings will lead us to the green with Dawson Wise on the front row as well. Nash Brambilla starts third. David Flanagin, the fastest of all the Championship 4 drivers, will start fourth. Jared Haynes starts in fifth. Bagley, Miles that is, starts in sixth. Casey Sprinkle starts in seventh. Evan Carlbon starts eighth. Cameron Craighead in ninth. And Shawn Hillkewicz, another championship contender, rolls off in 10th. Asher Little will start in 11th tonight. Sammy Casey in 12th. Dylan Ast in 13th. Tim White in 14th. And championship contender number 3, Axel Smith, rolls off in 15th. Mike Davenport rolls off in 16th tonight. Jackson Bise 17th. Josh Cruz will roll off 18th. Rolling off 19th will be Kenny Reel. Matthew Stallnick rolls off in 20th. 21st tonight, Cody Rogers. Max Dinda rolls off 22nd. Mark Rogers rolls off 23rd. Josh McCullough, he'll go from the 24th position. Alex Crocker, 25th. Carson Freeman, 26th. Sean Parrish, 27th. Colby Nill, 28th. And that is your 28-car field here tonight as we get set to go green flag racing. We'll first bring up championship contender David Flanagin. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, bud. Well, you've battled in this series quite a bit. Tonight you go for the championship. How do you feel about your chances tonight?
I'm feeling all right. Just got to stay around the teammates, and we should be good.
Well, that 31 looks good out there. Starting closest to the front of all the championship contenders here tonight. Good luck, Dave, and the rest of the way.
Thanks, Mike. Have fun.
David Flanagin for the Jack Shack starting in fourth. We'll also have the other 3 contenders live here tonight in interviews, but we are getting set to go green here as Hennings of Team PGR and Dawson Wise will lead us to the green flag in the last race of season number 3. It's been a long one. It's been a good one. The pace car will head off onto pit lane for the first restart of the race this season as Hennings and Dawson Wise get to the restart zone. Green flag in the air. One lap in the books. It's Team PGR's Nash Brambilla here in the lead, but it's a hornet's nest out back as multiple cars here to the apron. They're going to get back on the racetrack here as Brambilla leads Jared Haynes and Casey Sprinkle down the backstretch. And We're now joined by my co-host here tonight, Matthew Baker, PGR. How's it going up there in the race control tower?
It's going kind of crazy there in the first lap. A lot of separation between a couple packs, and it's pretty spread out racing. But Hillkewicz, Sprinkle, Brambilla, and Haynes doing a great job pushing there on the bottom side. Hennings on the top side with Dawson Wise. Asher Litter having a little bit of blinking problems. Jackson Bise and Asher Little, they actually just were able to secure a 1-2. And big push from the outside. Secure a 1-2 in the Nazar qualifier. So yet again, two money racers going to be in the King of Talladega race coming this Friday.
Right now, 2 wide, 3 wide, a little bit farther back. As we get back to he started here this season in week number 1 here in this combination of the ARCA car here at Talladega, and we're going to end in it here tonight. We've seen Bristol Motor Speedway, we've gone to Kansas, and we have battle all the way through here to the 12th and final race of the season. Right now, 4 wide coming to the start-finish line here. And it's been a frantic pace here early.
Yeah, and everyone being cognizant of the ARCA specific rules. You can't push in the corners, or you will get back. You get a warning from the start, and then it'll be a drive-through. And if you cause a caution while pushing in the corner, it's a 1-lap bone.
Up the middle's Miles Bagley. He's getting a strong push here from Kenny Reel. Brambilla is going to fall back here, so he's going to be picked up by Craighead. There's 3 Team PGR drivers now in the middle. Hennings and Davenport.
Kenny Reel with the big split. That doesn't look like Bagley wanted to split him, but had to do it. And he's got Kenny Reel behind him. Basically got pushed into splitting Jared Haynes there. And they just absolutely roll up top.
I'll tell you what, the third lane is cooking here tonight. These drivers looks like they could go just about anywhere. As Craighead goes all the way to the bottom.
Dustin Weiss gets put in the wall, so to cut you off. Looks like he will keep rolling now.
Yeah, Carl Bond had just split the middle there. I mean, these guys are all over the place to start tonight's race. All 3 lanes working. We're making the 4th one here early as we come to lap number 6.
Bagley close with Hennings and Kenny Reel right here. It's absolutely crazy. Big block to the top side. All the way upstairs goes Kenny Reel. Jackson Bise buying for a championship here, and he's looked the strongest this season. I think he's got a great chance tonight here at Talladega in ARCA car. But Evan Carbon, David Flanagin, he's got a bunch of teammates that are going to be looking to get him to the front.
Yeah, one man who we thought was going to be here fighting for that championship here tonight is Casey Sprinkle, here in 59 at Wilkesboro. An unfortunate turn of events late in last week's race, and Casey Sprinkle sitting on the outside looking in, unfortunately. I believe fifth place position for the championship payouts. But I know Casey was looking forward to tonight's race and racing for that title. He'll try again next season. And right now, Jackson Bise. He's where he wants to be, and that's out front.
Ash, there's one across. Looks like they're going to wreck. 3 more involved there on the track.
Jared Haynes involved in this one, as he's got some left side damage there, and could have been bigger. It looked like most of the drivers were through unscathed. We'll head back here to that replay really quick and find out what happened here with number 7. Well, that's one of Flanagan's teammates here tonight, so last thing he wants to see is his teammates start dropping out of tonight's race. But go back here and take a peek at this one, the first yellow flag here tonight.
McCullough just comes up the track into Haynes. Doesn't know that, or Hennings doesn't know he's 4 wide. Gets into Hennings, down into Jared Haynes.
There you see it. Josh McCullough involved, not battling for the championship tonight. And look at that, David Flanagin. That's the big one right there, is he just misses. And we're going to ride on board here with championship contender David Flanagin. And this is in real time here, as he will make a move to the right and narrowly avoid catastrophe. What a move by David Flanagin to miss the first yellow flag of the night, and close call for him here early.
Yeah, close call indeed. And Josh McCullough just a little bit out of sorts there, but able to make it work and try and get all the way upstairs, but didn't know that Jared was top of 4.
Well, here we come. We're going to have some pit stops here, and all these cars going to be topping off with Sunoco Racing Fuel. 60% fuel cells here tonight at Talladega, as Jackson Bise in the Subway Mustang will be first to his stall, as Kenny Reel right behind him. A couple stalls behind that is Bise actually is going to roll through, so already the tension in some of these drivers, you can see it, these championship 4, as Jackson Bise is going to lose quite a few spots here on this.
I think he got speeding on pit road as well. Going to be going all the way to the back.
Shawn Hillkewicz, the number 48, he's going for the championship as well. A great pit stop for him as he gets his 48 Lowe's Chevrolet here closer to the front. And well, we have a second. We'll bring in the second of the 4 championship drivers here tonight, and that's going to be Shawn Hillkewicz here in the 48. You have a copy?
Yeah, what's up?
All right, bud. Well, first little stint here of the night, and great pit stop here under yellow brings you up to, I believe, 6th place at the moment. Tell us about this season and your chances and hopes for a championship here tonight.
I'm just trying to ride right now. Not winning the race on lap 9. Gonna lose it though, so these guys are a little bit crazy and bottom safe, so gonna sit there until the point where I feel like go out and win the race. Working with Sprinkle, and yeah, it's been good help so far. It's nice to actually have a teammate for the first time, so hopefully you can just work together and just beat it at the end. That's all I can really ask for.
Well, that is true. Casey Sprinkle, he has had a really good season as well. Was hoping he was in this championship fight tonight, but going to try to give you a boost here tonight, Shawn. Hopefully, maybe we'll be talking to you later tonight as a champion here in season number 3.
I'll make it happen.
That was Shawn Hillkewicz, another championship contender, as the championship 4. Between Flanagin, Hillkewicz, Bise, and Axel Smith. We'll get a word with Jackson Bise and Axel Smith a little bit later tonight.
Got to get that black flag 30-second hold. But, you know, with these cars, it's going to be basically a slap on the wrist because people were all out of sorts. A couple should have been wrecks that didn't happen. So I would look for Josh McCullough to come back and come back strong.
Kenny Reel, your leader here with Nash Brambilla, Miles Bagley and Cameron Craighead, as well as Matthew Stallnick here in the top 5. And under yellow for the first time. We'll go green here this time by. Appreciate everyone joining us in the chat. And Devin Ray, yep, I am having a great night after a big Browns win yesterday. Hopefully we could string together some more wins. Adam Young in the chat cheering on David Flanagin. Remember Thanksgiving this Thursday night, so the PGR Intimidator Super Speedway Series will have an off week. And we will return on the 4th of December for the 1987s at
We're
Talladega.
coming back Sunday night, baby.
Sunday night, yeah, the Sunday Scaries. So this Sunday night, November the 30th, you'll be here on the PGR eSports Network. But here we go, Kenny Reel. Nash Brambilla, second restart here of the night. Green flag back out.
Looks like it's a good start with Kenny Reel. Getting pushed by Miles Bagley, Cameron Craighead. He is not clear. Top 2 clear to the top cut if they want it. They're going to take it. It's going to really tack up the top, though. Absolute contact all the way through the top there. You knew that was going to happen, but they sorted out again. Like I said, Josh McCullough kind of in the driver's seat right here to maybe get just an EOL with the sanctioning penalties. And oh, Kenny Reel, is he going to save it? I'm going to have to... Oh, everyone saves it.
Everyone
He saves it. We're going to keep going.
Yeah, David Flanagin right now, he's underneath that apron. It looks like quite a few cars had slowed. Flanagin, he's going to need to be picked up. It doesn't look like he's going to be. And he might be the biggest loser here. McCullough to pit lane. As Flanagin is still getting steamrolled here as he dives through the field. Cameron Craighead, Carl Bond Bagley here in the front. Kenny Reel back to the bottom. He's coming back.
Wow, what a dive bomb move. I didn't even know the car could really move like that. That was insane.
David Flanagin now shown in 27th position. And off pace right now. He's going to struggle to stay in any sort of draft. And the biggest loser there during that. But, ooh, there we go. We have a wreck on the racetrack. And we'll have our second caution. But a big one.
Oh,
huge
my
wreck.
God.
Carnage here. Reels over. Oh, my God, the 28. And I'll tell you what. I was just going to say that maybe David Flanagin was going to be happy that he got off pace, and I really do think now he's going to be a happy camper as Dawson Wise. Massive damage. Mark Rogers, Kenny Reel, he will not be able to continue. Josh Cruz on the pit lane. Asher Little in his box. Dylan Ast, I mean, what a massive wreck here early.
This is going to thin the herd. I mean, that was a crazy wreck.
Axel Smith, man, I'm chuckling because that was huge. Axel Smith, he's still up front. It looks like Shawn Hillkewicz is as well. Bise is safe, and we obviously know that David Flanagin was safe. And so all championship 4 contenders good to go through the second caution here. We're going to go back and take a look at this one. Here, watch on your top side of your screen here. The 0-1 of Asher Little looks to go to the outside of Wise. Wise is there. And Little gets right into Wise. As Dawson hits the wall, he's then turned. And he can no longer keep control of his car as he gets into Kenny Reel. That starts to send them spinning here. And apologies there on the camera work. We're trying to... Oh, there we go. Asher Little's up and over. Mark Rogers, his complete bumper's off. You see Asher Little going to pit lane practically upside down. And we're going to go back here, take another look at this one. What a big wreck here. And it all starts with Asher Little getting into the 77 of Wise. Kenny Real in the wrong place at the wrong time here. As Dawson's trying to save it, and he cannot do that. And the field's going to pile in here. Real hard hit to the outside. Asher Little's blinking in and out. Now he's driving over the front hood of Real. Pieces and parts all over the place here. Asher Little completely upside down. As is Kenny Real. And just a massive wreck.
Josh McCullough, the benefactor there, though. He's going to get his lap back.
Well, under yellow again here. We've talked to David Flanagin, and we have talked to Shawn Hillkewicz here tonight. And we are going to bring up another championship contender. And that's going to be Jackson Bise here in the subway car tonight in that Mustang number 21. You have a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, bud. Well, you've had one of the most consistent seasons here in season number 3. And you get to run for the championship here tonight as you battle David Flanagin, Shawn Hillkewicz, and Axel Smith. And find yourself here in the top 10 and have obviously avoided a big wreck there. And I don't know. Tell us about your chances. You've definitely had a knack for winning races this season. Obviously, you had one taken from you with the penalty late, but how do you feel about your chances here to get that 21, not just to the championship, but also to maybe victory lane as well tonight?
I think I've still got a great shot at winning this thing. I just got to hope that everything goes my way towards the later end of this race and stays okay through the middle parts of it.
Tucked right here behind Nash Brambilla. Working with anyone here in the race tonight, or are you kind of doing your own thing as a solo driver?
Well, I told my teammates to go and talk with some other people because I'm just not really in the mood for it. Some people upset me earlier, so I'm just running by myself.
Well, sometimes, Jackson, that's the way to go. No one in your ear here tonight, and we'll get out of your ear here right now as you're on the backstretch. Getting ready to go back racing here tonight. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Michael.
And Jackson Bise, all business here tonight. You heard it there. He sounds focused. So he'll restart here on the bottom of the racetrack. 4 cars deep here as Bagley and Axel Smith. As Axel Smith will be the last one we'll get a word with here shortly. He is now cycled to the front here in the 97. Two yellow flags here. Kenny Real out of the race. As we get set to go back green. Here we'll be coming up to lap number 16. Just 55 laps here tonight. We got Bagley, who will get here to the restart zone, and he'll be the first to take off. Hennings and Mike Davenport teammates right behind the front row here. They got Brambilla as well. So here comes Team PGR trying to spoil tonight's party as Bagley heads up the racetrack. He'll pick up Smith. And that'll leave Hennings here on the bottom with his teammate Brambilla as that top lane looks to gather some speed here down the backstretch.
Topside formed up pretty well right now, so you're going to get pushed down the backstretch. These cars are very finicky tonight. Sometimes you can get away with the pushing, even down the straightaway, but sometimes it's just ready to hook. As one car dives to the middle at 3 wide, and that's going to let the bottom lane surge. See the side draft there. Miles Bagley's able to pull, though, and try and get back even with Axel Smith. David Flanagin back up there. Oh, man, you saw off the corner there, Nashville Bill, Brian Hennings. Great thing about working with a teammate in the Discord is, oh, big split there, 4 wide. Great move there by Miles Bagley and Axel Smith, splitting Brian Hennings. We're back to 3 wide racing, turn 1.
We've had some 4 wide racing here tonight. Very briefly, back to 3 wide, as Baker alluded to. And watch the run here. You're going to see Hennings get down the backstretch as Bagley goes up and blocks it. Henning has to check up a little bit. Axel Smith will shoot the middle. Here comes Jackson Bise. Now he's to the front. 3 championship contenders here in the top 5. Bise your leader. Smith, Flanagin. They're all up front at the moment. Hillkewicz back in 15th. And 3 guys. Oh! Brambilla gets Smith loose. He nearly wrecks into Jackson Bise and David Flanagin. Wow, almost disaster for 3 of the 4 championship drivers as Bagley now out front.
It could have been very, very bad. Axel Smith, if I was him, I'd want to get to the bottom. Not really going anywhere in the middle, just side drafting himself. There he goes. He gets back upstairs. Able to ride this high line. Is 5 cars now, 6 breaking away on the top side as the bottom side not really having anything to do with it. Matthew Stallneck with a great run. Evan Carbon, Brian Hennings, and then Miles Bagley leading that top side. They look to drop down, but then they don't. They stay up to the top side. Ashton Billy going to drop down to the bottom with Jackson Bise in tow. But you see Jackson Bise creeping up the track, maybe get in line here, log a couple laps, get closer to that guaranteed money that you know you're wanting at the end of this regular, or at the end of this championship 4 run.
Been a heck of a run here for Bise. As he now drops in to the bottom of the racetrack, and they'll pick up Nash Brandilla here in the 23. Josh McCullough here trying to hang on with Josh Cruz. As he'll log some laps right now and try to make a comeback. He still looks like he has some front end damage. It'll be right here at the back of this main pack will be Alex Crocker here in the 18th position. So 18 cars right now in your main pack. As Bagley still leads it. Hennings, though, is going to fight here on the top. As he's got Matthew Stallnick pushing him, but Axel Smith said, hey, I'm not going to follow the leader. I'm going to the outside. 3 wide again. Brambilla looks to go. Evan Carlbon makes the move. Bise goes with him. And these guys racing here up front. 20 laps in now at 55.
Carbon blocking for his life here. Up to the top side with Jackson Bise, but you can see maybe this top side take it to the middle. They do not. They hold out of it, stay to the top, keep the top side rolling. Jackson Bise doing a great job jumping all the way to the bottom. Not clear, though. He's going to get split out. 3 wide. Axel Smith going to stay up top with Evan Carlbon. That's going to put Miles Bagley clear. Asher Little blinking there on the bottom side.
Bagley right now holding off this field. As Carlbon works on his back bumper here into turn number 1. Brambilla fights here, and I'll tell you what, right now, Asher Little having all sorts of connection issues. He's going to bail to the middle lane here. Davenport picks up Brambilla. Here comes the 11 in the middle. That's Stallnick. We'll have to get, nope, he's going to file back in to the top lane. And these drivers right now, they are all over this racetrack, using up the entire width of it so far tonight through 21 laps. And I think all these drivers here tonight, they know Light Series won't return until February after the PGR 500. So they are going to get after it tonight. They want to win this race and, well, either win the championship if you're one of the top 4 or just take that top prize money here if you are one of the other guys. Nothing to lose here for most of those drivers tonight.
You're doing a great job on the top side. Made some good moves. Get back up front. Cameron Craighead recovering, getting back up towards the front as well. Davenport sitting there in 8th spot. Flanagin in this 7th spot, bottom side, trying to roll together right now. We've got Matthew Stallneck pushing great on the bottom side, getting Evan Carbon clear to this top side. Nashville's going to follow suit there on the bottom, now pushing Matthew Stallneck.
Yeah, Carbon leads it here. As Stallneck doing a great job as well here now on the bottom. As he's got Brambilla and Davenport behind him, as well as Henning. So got 3 teammates there lined up on the bottom, and they're making that bottom lane work at the moment. Stallneck now way out. Brambilla doing a good job. He's going to clear to the top. He gets it. So Nash Brambilla makes the most of that one here on the exit of turn number 2. He uses that momentum that he was, or all that energy surge he got there from drafting off the 11 to make that move to the high lane. Nash Brambilla does a great job there. Carl Bond, he doesn't want to push him. As Brambilla now gets pushed out, he's split by Carl Bond. Bagley and Axel Smith, Craighead, Bise go with him. That leaves Brambilla in no man's land here in the 3rd lane. They'll get picked up by Bise, though. Bise needs to get to the front as well. 3 wide here in the turn number 1.
Car to the apron, then it's Dawson Wise with a pretty torn up race car. Unfortunate for him there, but 3 wide throughout this field. They go back to 2 wide up front for the first 3 cars. Bottom side going to stack pretty heavily. Cameron Craighead left out in the middle. Top side going to gain all the cars back up top. Now you got a 5-on-5 fight here from the bottom. Evan Carbon going to dive down. They're going to grab the side draft. Malcolm Bagley going to grab the right rear. Matthew Stallneck. Is it going to be enough? It is. Evan Carbon going to come back up the track. Lines up with Bagley, getting a good push. They're working really well together.
We've seen some good work by some of these drivers here tonight. Now riding on board with Carson Freeman. He rides in 10th position right now behind Jared Haynes. Shawn Hillkewicz, championship driver, now back into the top 10 behind Freeman. Bagley right above him. Here's David Flanagin. He is kind of just riding along right now behind Casey Sprinkle. I think he's anticipating a few more yellow flags here tonight as we get close to that halfway mark. It's Flanagin taking it easy here. Jackson Bise behind Hillkewicz. As right now, Davenport stalking here at the front of the pack. He was a race winner this season as well, right behind Stallneck. So now we get single file right here. Baker, you'd have to think these guys burning some fuel here and eventually might have to make a green flag pit stop.
So 18's going to lose the draft here. You're coming up on Market Rogers as the next lap car. But Stallneck leading on the bottom side here. He may be looking at pit stops here soon. A lot of people lined up on the bottom, stacking up. Stallneck leading this field. He's done a great job, not making as many, blocks as everyone else has, but Davenport the same way. The 2 most calm cars in the field today are leading right now, 1-2.
And you see these cars here in the corners, not allowed to lock bumpers necessarily in the corners here. They can do it here on the straightaways. And you got to be careful here because you are responsible for that car in front of you, and a penalty could drastically change the outcome of this race. We've seen it throughout the season. Jackson Bise, we alluded to, it cost him a race win on the season. Luckily, it didn't cost him a chance of being in the championship, but got to be careful as well tonight and avoid that hook. But yes, they are all lining up single file as you would definitely expect green flag stops coming up here. 27 of 55 in the books. Matthew Stallneck out front of Davenport, Hennings, Carl Bond, and Haynes. That's your top 5.
Get about 18 laps to the tank here. So looking at a 2-stop race here. Probably going to see the next 3 or 4 laps. And I'm glad to see this. Glad to see people just logging laps. Not really pushing the issue for track position. They know that they can make a good pit stop and try and get out in front. And the guys who are going to probably put together the best pit stop, I would have to guess, would be Team PGR and the Jack Shack. And the gap is closed with pit stops. If you remember the Dega Pros Little Guys Series, what that championship came down to was all pit stops. And it was all spread out throughout the field. So maybe we'll see the same thing.
Drivers in tonight's field. We got a couple here off the track. Dawson-wise, lots of problems here tonight, but nonetheless, all 4 championship drivers here in this main pack. And we saw David Flanagin earlier avoid catastrophe. They are all still here in contention tonight, and less than halfway now to the checkered flag in the race and on the season. There's one driver looking to etch their name in history books here, alongside, fortunately for me, my name, as well as Stephen Miles. It'll be the 3rd ever PGR Lite Series champion crowned here tonight. And these guys up front right now, Stalnick, Davenport, Hennings, and company, they're not running for a championship, but they are running for a race win. These guys doing an excellent job here tonight with 0 pressure here. And that bodes well for a lot of these drivers to try to get to victory lane.
About 3 more laps till they can hit that pit stop. It's going to be coming up pretty soon here. I would say in the next 3, maybe 4 laps, you're going to see everyone start to come down to pit road. Maybe a little early call because you know it's going to be a 2-stop race no matter what. So it's going to be a dealer's choice on what these guys are going to do on pit strategy.
A 2-stop race if we stay green. Josh McCullough, he's back here with Cruz and Sammy Casey, as well as Max Dinah. These guys going to need a caution at some point to get back in this one. Looks like we have 16 cars here. Alex Crocker being the 16th here in the main pack. Don't forget Sunday night. Sunday Scaries will make its debut in PGR, and we'll be in the same car over at Daytona. So that'll be underway this Sunday night, November the 30th.
Oh! One just blew up on the apron.
Uh-oh. Is that a championship contender here?
That is
Axel Smith.
Axel Smith!
Axel
Oh my
Smith
goodness.
is heading to pit lane, and it looks like Axel Smith's chances and hopes of a championship go up in smoke. And it looks like he is completely and utterly out of it. He's going to head down pit lane here and come to a stop, Baker, and it looks like that could be it for him.
That's he's done. That's a blown engine. That's all up for out of the race.
Unbelievable. We are now down to 3. Axel Smith will finish in 4th. He'll join Casey Sprinkle, who finished in 5th. Via last week's results, here comes race leader Stalnick by himself. That's unfortunate for the number 11 as Davenport assumes the lead now. Wow, big championship implications now. And Flanagin, as well as Bise and Hillkewicz. It's down to those 3.
See everyone single file still. Stalnick going to come out of his box now. They're going to enter turn 3 right now. You're going to see some pit stops. Here comes Davenport. You're going to see Hennings as well. Team PGR going to come down pit road with Asher Little.
Davenport heavy on the brakes here. He's going to have to slow way down. He looks like he does. We see 5 cars here on the pit lane. Carl Bond stays out. with Haynes, Freeman, Sprinkle, and others as Davenport gets in to his box. He's going to overshoot. He's got to back up. He's going to lose time here. Let's see where Hennings is. Hennings now in his box. As here comes Little. Davenport's going to still hang on with these guys as Hennings wins the race off pit lane here. And we go back up front. Evan Carlbon leads Jared Haynes here. You'd expect with 22 laps to go. Coming to 21, here they come. The rest of your leaders down pit lane as they fan out 2, even 3 wide here as we come to entry. 4 wide farther back.
By everyone there. As Brian Hennings now going to get up to speed, getting pushed by Asher Little. Asher and Billy going to get to the back bumper of Asher Little. They're pushing 5 deep. Stallneck's going to lose this pack since he came out by himself. Mark Rogers also going to lose this pack, but see how the service goes. They're going to jack up the left sides, take the tires. Here goes Flanagin off out of pit road. All going to come out 2 by 2. Dawson Wise with a fixed race car, with a fixed nose at least. He's going to come out and try and help out his teammate to try and get him to break the pack. But, I mean, absolutely amazing stop by this front 5.
A great stop here, especially for Casey Sprinkle in the 59. Craighead behind him. They're going to blend onto the racetrack here at the blue cone. And it looks like they will assume the race lead here. But here comes Hennings. They got a full head of steam down the backstretch into turn number 3. Hennings around. Oh, Asher Little goes up the racetrack. Bagley splits 3 wide. What a race up front we have as Little almost wrecks. Brambilla comes back down. And they would have had the lead if they stayed together. Not sure.
I think Asher Little blew his motor.
Unbelievable. Yes, he did, as he comes to pit lane. And I was just questioning why they didn't just stay in line and go around and assume the lead. But Asher Little now with the blown engine. And 20 laps to go. 2 blown engines here. These other championship contenders got to keep that in their back pocket. They do not want to push it too hard here and risk being out of this race.
Weiss 11 laps down, leading this top line. You see Alex Croker, he wrecks in pit road, and Asher Little trying to just get to his box. He is done for the day. But the top side rolling good with a lap car, that be Dawson Weiss, and really doing a great job, everyone else here, just making it through the pit cycle and you know, not blowing their motor up. It's the war of attrition in this race.
It really is. Thought we were going to have some more yellows after those couple early on, but these drivers are on a long green flag run at the moment. We had a green flag pit stop, and we're going to have one more pit stop, whether it's under yellow or during green, as Bagley now leads Nash Brambilla. Bise fights back on the top as he now leads your championship 4 contenders. If you're just joining us, Axel Smith, blown engine. He's out. That'll leave Jackson Bise, David Flanagin, and Shawn Hillkewicz as your 3 remaining championship 4 drivers. And right now, they're all here in this lead pack with 19 laps to go.
Pushed by Dawson Wise. Jackson Bise got Cameron Craighead pushing him on the top side. They're 2 by 2 right now, running really well. No real lap car traffic out in front. Josh McCullough, he will be the first car to go a lap down, and he's about a straightaway ahead of them. A little bit further up the road. He's in turn 3 and 4. But 2 by 2 here, rolling lap 38, coming to lap 39. We're going on the laps down, almost to 15 to go here.
Chat's popping off. We got a few in there cheering for Shawn Hillkewicz. Shawn Hillkewicz right now in the 8th position. And stalking distance here of Jackson Bise. Flanagin right behind him. So really, these 3 guys glued to one another. And you definitely want to see where your competition is on the racetrack. We saw that with the end of the real-life NASCAR championship as Denny Hamlin walked us through those last couple laps trying to keep an eye on the 5 of Kyle Larson. And that's what you got to do here, and make sure you know where those other cars are. Might not be able to see them at all times, but you got to know where you are and what you need to do to win this race. Because, well, just to win the championship, you don't need to win the race. You just have to be ahead of those other drivers. And right now, Jackson Bise in the 6th position, knows what he has to do, but we are going to have possibly, Baker, another green flag stop, and it's going to come pretty much, you would think, any time as they're, you know, practically getting into the window. They got to figure in a green-white checker just in case, but, I mean, I wonder what the strategy will be here as the laps tick off.
If you're looking at it right now, we're going 172. Some strategy is happening right now. Someone's trying to save fuel to get to the end of this race. So maybe it's a little bit extended on the fuel stop than we thought, and everyone playing it safe, just trying to get to the end of this race. But I mean, we're going 174 in the trial right now. Or sorry, in turns 3 and 4.
And we'll bring up the inputs here. You see, all right, let's go on with Jackson Bise here, 180 miles an hour. Yeah, he's definitely.
I mean, look, you can see it right there. There goes Carbone. There goes Flanagin. They're bulleting to the outside.
Yeah, Flanagin 187 miles an hour. And 179 for Rogers. I mean, you can tell a difference here in the strategies with this fuel. So we'll see how this shapes out. We still believe that most all these drivers have to pit for some more fuel. And right now, Carl Bond parading his teammate here around. And into the 2nd position is now David Flanagin. He's had some bad luck here over the years in these types of series. Back when it was in Dega Pro's little guys. Here as well in PGR. But he's got 15 laps to go to maybe end that bad luck and take home the title. He's going to have to hold off Bise and Hillkewicz tonight.
Trying to break right now.
Looks like Mike Davenport's saving quite a bit of fuel here, farther in the back of the pack.
It's pretty good. It looks like we'll get the bridge car in there, so they won't lose the pack, and they'll all come back single file. And that puts Evan in a precarious spot, puts David Flanagin in a precarious spot. Do they have enough fuel to make it to the end? I don't think so. I think they try and play the offense here and get that green flag stop in. The more laps you sit here and you tick down, the more opportunity it is for the people behind you to save fuel, and those are your 2 competitors for the championship.
Yeah, Flanagin right now blanketed by teammates Carl Bond and Haynes. So he really is in a good spot because he could take a run if it comes. So we'll see how that all plays out. 13 laps to go here in season number 3. It's been a good one. We've seen the short track. Half mile at Bristol. We've seen a couple mile-and-a-half racetracks this season as well. I believe Iowa, just over a mile, and we've seen some different tracks. All these drivers coming out each and every week supporting the series, and they've made it one of the best here on iRacing. And tonight, in just a few short laps, we'll crown another champion as Carl Bond here gets us to the start-finish line. Now 12 laps to go. Josh McCullough trying to hang on here. Couple guys in the chat. It looks like under caution. Caution is out. Caution flag is out on the racetrack. Crocker off the track. And the 3rd yellow of the night. And we will get to pit lane without a green flag stop. And we'll go back and see here what happened on this.
Not the backstretch. Matthew Stallneck originally. It wasn't going to bring out the caution because it was just 2 cars at the time, and then Max Dinda gets up and he grabs the 188 there.
Yeah, Alex Crocker around into the infield grass. Root flaps are up as he's spinning there off the front end of Dinda. And that'll put us under yellow, and it'll bunch all these cars back up. I believe that's good news for Josh McCullough, who was just about to go a lap down, if I'm not mistaken. And caution comes out right before he does, and that's a big break for the 05. As Carl Bond here, I would assume, is going to lead a lot of these guys down, or all these leaders down pit lane to top off or get enough fuel to get to the end of this race, including what could be one green-white checkered for the finish. We'll find out, but here we go as we come around here, turn number 4. And here we go. We're going to find out right now if these drivers need to come to pit lane. It looks like your leader's staying out. But Nash Brambilla will be the first in with Brian Hennings.
Oh, man. I don't get that call.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you obviously wouldn't have really lost any spots if you... So, yeah, I don't either. I think you take that fuel. We're not sitting in the cockpit of their cars, but I would say you'd at least get a little bit of fuel here. Nash Brambilla actually taking left side tires, so... Yeah, I don't know. We're going to see how this plays out. Carl Bond, Flanagin, Craighead, Haynes stay out. And that's it. Top 4 stays out. The rest get extra fuel. Some of them extra tires. And that could definitely play a factor here. Pace car lights still on, so we will not go green this time by. We'll go green with 8 to go here on the season. Well, we are peaking here with viewership, and it's all to see who goes on to become a champion in this series. And some of you still asking, we'll return in February post PGR 500. In the meantime, we'll have the Sunday Scaries League starting up this Sunday night. The Intimidator Super Speedway Series, as well as always every Thursday night, will be off this coming week for Thanksgiving. We'll return on December 4th for the 87s at Talladega. And then the car tomorrow on December 11th, Talladega. So we're going to have a couple really fun weeks there with some cars that take a lot of skill to drive. And then we'll headed to Daytona for the PGR Championship on December the 18th. And we'll be off on Christmas Day. So only 3 races left in the Intimidator Super Speedway Series this year. And we'll turn the page to the PGR 500, the second annual, coming up in the beginning of February 2026. It got a lot of speed weeks. There's going to be the Misfits Racing League MRL 1 week prior to the PGR 500. We'll get a lot more into that over the coming weeks. So a lot of big races coming up here when the calendar turns to 2026, and all eyes will be on Daytona. And it'll culminate with the biggest money race that you will ever see, the PGR 500. But right now, all eyes here on the Lite Series. Here's the situation. David Flanagin, second amongst the championship 4. Shawn Hillkewicz back in 8th. And Jackson Bise a couple spots behind him in 11th. Axel Smith, he's out. So it's down to 3 here. As Flanagin, blanketed by teammates, he'll have the inside track. As the pace car will dive off onto pit lane. Flanagin, Carl Bond here in the front will lead us down to green. As Carl Bond gets a massive jump with a great push from Craighead. And Flanagin is off the pace. To the apron, 3 wide David Flanagin. His teammate Haynes has to go around. Not sure if he missed a shift there. But now he's under attack from the 48 of Hillkewicz and the 21 of Bise. David Flanagin, not the best restart. And he is probably not too happy with himself there. He's going to fall all the way back here. He's going to get picked up by Brian Hennings with 8 laps to go. Flanagin from the front now to the back part of the lead pack. As Carl Bond, his teammate now, riding the high lane. And we have a lot of drivers now just parading around here in that lane.
I don't know what to say. What happened on the start? You know, was he in 3rd gear? Was he 4th gear? I really don't understand that.
Yeah, David Flanagin right now, we're on board right behind Cruz. And he's going to try to fight back. He's got a big run off turn number 2. Here comes David Flanagin. He sees his teammate. He's going to take the right rear of Stolnick. And David Flanagin now back on the move here. But
the bottom side absolutely on the move as well. Miles Bagley pushing Cameron Craighead up top. Shawn Hillkewicz made a big move to the bottom side. Got all the way down to Evan Carlbon. Here goes Carlbon back up to the top. Hillkewicz still going to lead the bottom. And he's got Jackson Bise pushing him. 2 championship leaders right here. Going at it here on the bottom side. Working together, trying to make sure it's just between them to fight it out for this championship.
Yeah, Shawn Hillkewicz, man, doing a great job. He just got into this championship 4. He's going to have to fight off, though, one of the best drivers here in the season, the 21 of Jackson Bise. McCullough now. Josh out of nowhere. We've seen him do this time and time again. As Josh McCullough gets a break. Now he's in the front. And Hillkewicz is going to need that 05 right now to get to his bumper and push. As he does, Flanagin shoots the middle. He's looking to make a comeback. He goes to the bottom. 6 laps to go to decide it. Hillkewicz right now in the driver's seat.
Bottom side rolling strong. They're doing a great job here. Josh McCullough definitely deserving of being in the championship 4. Just had some unfortunate luck at Atlanta.
Oh, Evan Carlbon into the wall. Caution will fly. And that will most likely put us into overtime. Possibly a natural green-white checker. We'll find out. But Evan Carlbon, a second ago, leading this race. And now a massive wreck here. Evan Carlbon, watch it here. He's right in front of Craighead, 3rd lane.
He's just swiping the bumper left and right.
Massive impact as Carl Bond's night most likely, over as he's got a ton of damage. Cameron Craighead probably will be assessed penalty here as it looks like Hillkewicz
Looks like his day's over as well.
Still has the lead here. We're going to try to get back up to the live, and we do. 5 laps to go, so we'll see how this ticks out. Right now, it's Hillkewicz, Sprinkle, McCullough, Bise, and Cruz, your top 5 on the scoring monitor. We'll come around here. It'll be 4 laps to go. I believe, Baker, we're going to have a natural green-white checker.
Looks like it's what it's going to be. It'll come to 4 laps to go here. It'll be 3 laps to go, and we take, actually, maybe a 3-lap shootout.
Yeah, pace car light's still on. 4 laps to go here. Take the 3 to go next time.
So it will be a green-white checkered.
Well, here's how we're going to rack them up here. And a couple of pace laps from now, Hillkewicz, your leader. He's going to have lane choice. As Casey Sprinkle here, I believe, is a teammate of his tonight. We heard Hillkewicz earlier say it's nice to have a teammate tonight. So he made friends with the right guy at the right time, a guy that unfortunately didn't make it to the championship for. And I believe he's also working with Josh McCullough. So Hillkewicz finds himself in a really good position here to steal this championship. Jackson Bise, though, is there. We'll see if he can make a move and get around these teammates, if he'll have some help. And David Flanagin, we saw it was a shift issue there. Word in the chat of the 31. He's in the top 10 still, but he is going to have to battle back. But we've seen it before. Anything could happen, and we could still have a wreck here on the first lap, which would then bring out a yellow and send us into overtime. So we will not have an overtime. This will be a natural green-white checker. A lot of drivers out here tonight. You see them on the top of your screen in this 28-car field.
Hillkewicz going to choose the top here. It will be a natural green-white checkered. He's going to have Jackson Bise behind him. I would think Shawn Hillkewicz maybe gets a jump early, goes down in front of Casey Sprinkle, and hopes Casey Sprinkle pushes him to the win here. Josh McCullough going to follow suit here with Casey Sprinkle as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting here. Bise will actually line up right behind Hillkewicz, so I don't know. Maybe
I mean, they're all in the Discord together, in a channel together, so maybe it's a throw it down, knock it out. You know, whoever run what you run. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Hillkewicz? Is it going to be Bise? Flanagan's got a long ways to come, but you know, I doubted him last week at Atlanta, and he came back from, like, I don't know, 20th to 7th, 6th place.
yeah, it's going to be an interesting one here. But Flanagin is the guy right now that's going to need a prayer here if we finish this race on this next restart. He's going to have to overcome those shifting issues that he had here on the last restart. But he does have a lot of drivers out here tonight that are just gunning for the race win. So anything could happen here with 2 laps to go here in the front of this field. And I'm on the edge of my seat. All the fans here on their feet. Everyone watching at home. They've watched all season long, and now they get to watch the fight for the championship in a 2-lap shootout here at Talladega.
Pace car is going to come out of turn 4 for hopefully the final time. Hopefully we can go the scheduled distance here, can at least make it 1 lap. They've had a great race so far, just a couple hiccups. But pace car going to pull down. Casey Sprinkle going to be the inside. The control car is Shawn Hillkewicz on the outside. This is it. This is what you saved your lunch money up for. A natural green-white checker to determine the Light Series champion season number 2. Green flag in the air. Big jump for Shawn Hillkewicz. Make sure he doesn't change lanes for the start-finish line. He doesn't. He comes down now. He doesn't have any real help here. The top is going to form before the bottom. Jackson Bise clears to the bottom. That's not what you want to see. Will Bise hang a right? He will not. He is going to push. And then he's going to try and block down the low. It's going to really stack up the bottom.
Oh, they're wrecking. Big wreck. Sprinkle. McCullough out. Flanagin slips through. And Baker, 3 of the top 4 now. Going to be championship drivers as most of the field taken out. And this one just got interesting. Massive wreck. And I'll tell you what. Bise and Hillkewicz just lost all their help they had at the front of this field. And David Flanagin is the 31 pink Jack Shack Toyota Camry that pops through and gets up to the 4th position. And he will fight Bise and Hillkewicz all the way to the checkered flag tonight as we go to NASCAR overtime for all the marbles here in season number 3. Get out your popcorn because this race is not over yet. And watch this here is Jackson Bise. And it's going to be interesting here. It looks like Bise was
Jackson Bise.
Yeah, so there it is from race control. Watch this. This is going to be a really good shot here of this view. So Bise here is just kind of making a late block as McCullough's already pushing Sprinkle. And they really have nowhere to go. Sprinkle has to check up to not get into Bise. And McCullough at that point can't see, so he's not really going to check up. So a slightly late block here by Jackson Bise, and that's going to be an EOL. Now he goes to the back of the lead lap cars, and now you'll have a fight here between Hillkewicz and David Flanagin. Back up at the front. An unbelievable change of events here. And you see Flanagin, second time tonight. He makes the right move during a big accident in, well, I'll tell you what, David Flanagin, he had some shift troubles a couple restarts ago. So maybe the cobwebs and the pressure has gotten off him just a little bit, and it's now turned to Shawn Hillkewicz, who leads this race and will have lane choice once again, but has now lost a lot, practically all his teammates up front. We're going to bring up Trevin Ashfordnoth right now. He's the leader here at the Jack Shack, man. How you doing here? Going to have David Flanagin now back up front, and he's going to battle with Hillkewicz here for the title.
Yeah, well, isn't that something, man? They had just had all 3 of them up here. Jackson just got an EOL. Now it's Hillkewicz and Flanagin up here. Man, this is starting to be a little storybook ending. I'm hoping for one of the 2 here. But yeah, we're just out here just trying to strategize, trying to figure something out. I don't know. I'm putting all the trust in David here to go get it done. So there's nothing much we could really do here other than watch him go put that thing and slanging and banging, baby. That's all we can do. Sit here and watch.
Well, we'll let you go back there and talk strategy with him. See if he can get Flanagin. He's had a lot of bad luck in these Little Dog and the PGR Lite Series, but right now he could really turn that around and try to get this thing to victory lane.
That's what we're hoping for. Hopefully we see you in victory lane, maybe for a championship interview.
Well, there it is. Trevin Ashford. We'll send him back down. Talking team strategy for the Jack Shack. This is going to be the last restart here of season number 3. It's on. There will not be a yellow flag. We're going to go to the end here, where anything could happen. And don't count out Jackson Bise. The field has shrunk. Jackson Bise still practically in the top 10. Now he needs a lot of help, but you got 2 championship contenders fighting at the front. You just never know what's going to happen. Pace car light's going to go off this time by as Shawn Hillkewicz will choose his lane. And the fate of 3 drivers battling for a title will be decided. Will it be Hillkewicz, Flanagin, or Bise? 2-lap shootout. We got Hillkewicz, a lot of Hillkewicz fans here in the chat tonight. He wants us to put him on mic. We're not going to do that. We're not going to jinx him. But we will put him on mic if he wins this race or he wins the championship. But he could do both tonight. He could walk off here as a race winner and a champion and take home a lot of money. I remember a couple seasons ago doing that, and it's a nice payday here at the end of the season. If you're the champion, I'll tell you that right now. Now, let's look how this is going to set up. Cody Rogers. And he's a guy, he wants to win this thing bad. That'll be his first win here in PGR. He's in front of Flanagin. So Flanagin right now has got to be thinking, hey, I've never really worked with this guy before. And you got Hillkewicz up there with a really savvy veteran behind him of Nash Brambilla. But Brambilla wants to win the race, and he's got a teammate of Hennings behind him. So all bets are off, Baker, I believe, coming to the green flag.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty wild here. You're going to see which championship driver, you know, they don't need a teammate here. Which one's the better driver? There's no teammates around anyone here. It is going to be a knockout slugfest as you come to the restart zone here. We're going to take the green flag and see who crowns our Season 2 champion.
Well, look right there. You got 2 cars, only 5 cars in the outside lane. 2, so much damage. Will that top lane be able to go? Hillkewicz jumps out. He's got to be careful. He can't change lanes here before the start finish. He does not. He's good to go now. He can pick his lane. He's way out front. As that top lane right now just disintegrating with those 2 with damage. But I'll tell you what, everyone migrates to the top. And here's the Team PGR drivers. A massive run for Hennings and Brambilla. Flanagin underneath. He goes to the bottom. Not sure if it's going to be the right move. He's got to file back on top.
As they're single file here down the back stretch. And David Flanagin looking like he wants to hang out and wait till this white flag. Maybe go with Nash Brambilla, go with Brian Hennings. But they come out of turn 4. And this will be the last lap, and they see the 11 car, no front clip. He's sitting in P6.
For the final time in season number 3, the white flag is out. 1 lap to go as Hillkewicz leads into turn 1. He's got to be white knuckling it here at Talladega. Brambilla and Hennings, though, Team PGR, they want to go to victory lane. If they make the move, will you see the 31 go? You'd have to think he would. Cody Rogers looks, Davenport down low, no surge of energy, no lane on the bottom. These front 5 right now have the power to go wherever they want. Flanagin makes the move. Rogers follows. Will he have enough right now? No energy. Will Nash Brambilla make the move here out of turn 4?
Out of turn 4, the 11's going to get turned there down the track, but it's all up front. Can Flanagin go anywhere? He can't. Here goes Nash Brambilla. Here goes Brian Hennings. Oh, they're all going to wreck. They wreck. David Flanagin gets around here, and he's going to get the
David
championship.
Flanagin, your champion. Unbelievable, Baker. Unbelievable. David Flanagin of the Jack Shack has done it. He is your champion here of season number 3. And the Jack Shack is a rockin'. And all of the heartbreak of the past, from Dega Pros, little guys, to the Light Series of PGR, David Flanagin now sits atop as a champion. And he is up here and joining us. David Flanagin, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, Mike, I do.
Man, holy cow. You did it, man. You did it. You got the job done. Wow, we're going to go right to the checkered flag here. Come into it and watch every move you make. Cody Rogers follows you here into 3. You have 2 PGR drivers. You knew Flanagin. You had to be thinking they're going to make a move on the leader.
Yeah, I'm still looking at everything, man. Yeah, Hennings went low, and then he didn't commit all the way to Nash, and I was trying to give him room and leave him space. Yeah, that was crazy. I was just going to shoot the middle, and then Hennings kind of hung there. I don't know what the hell just happened, but I don't know if I won. I don't know. But
well, we're watching it here.
Holy shit.
We're going to walk you through it here because you are catching your breath. Outside of turn 4, here it is. You're in the 4th position behind Hennings. You look low. Then you got to kind of check up because you didn't really know if Hennings was going to go down here. And there goes Brambilla. He goes to make the move. You know Hennings is going to go with him. Now the seas part a little bit. You got to make a decision. And you decide to go up the racetrack. Hennings is turning Brambilla. Turns him into Hillkewicz. You get into Nash a little bit there. But, man, you go up the racetrack. Great move to do that. And then here we go. To the line, I believe you won the race as well. Hennings comes up, probably doesn't know you're there, and turns himself off your nose. And you're going to finish with a assist, I believe, from Cody Rogers. And let's watch this back. This is a photo finish. It looks like
I just stayed middle. I thought Hennings was going to stay middle, so I just stayed middle, and it looked like Hennings went up. And then when he went up, I tagged him in the rear. So I don't know how this is going to get called, but either way, Mike, oh my goodness. That was a lot of fun.
Well, we're going to bring
either way it's called, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, it looks like possibly a second place finish. It looks like Cody Rogers possibly took first. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of stuff going on. We're going to bring you back down to the waiting room, bring you back up at least once more. Hang around here as we get official word here. What a race. We're going to get the top 3. I mean, watch this ending of this race. I mean, I can't believe it. Yeah, it looks like Cody Rogers, you can see it right there, is going to win this race. And now we're going to bring up Matthew Baker, race control, and make sure everything's official or if there's any changes.
Yes, it's a tough call if he goes straight overhead, right? Nash moves down for the win on Shawn, and Hennings goes, right? And then and Flanagin is maintaining his position, and as Hennings goes with Nash, Hennings hits Nash, stacks him up into Flanagin, and Flanagin doesn't move, and he doesn't have to. So I just don't understand what the frustration from other people are, but I don't see anything wrong with what Flanagin was doing. He wasn't trying anything malicious, making a bad block. So, well,
I believe that's what I saw. I'm just broadcasting here tonight, but looks like everything will be official. Other than the scoring tower is going to say Flanagin won, I do believe Cody Rogers was the first to cross the start-finish line.
Yeah, Cody Rogers will be the winner of the race.
Oh, you heard it right there. Is unbelievable. What a race it was. We'll bring in David Flanagin once more. You are going to be officially second place on the night and the champion here in the Lite Series season number 3. David, we already talked to you a little bit before and you were catching your breath, but now that it's setting in a little bit, man, tell us about your drive tonight, this season, and man, you're going to be a graduate now of the series, and whew, man, what a win.
I mean, yeah, man, it's just, I mean, I'm speechless still. I mean, the season started off of me missing a race, probably not even doing it, and then, you know, Trev talked me into it, of course, and I had like 3 bad races in a row, and then got that win, and then after that, it was kind of just, you know, I was pumping them out, and yeah, I came into the postseason and had a chip on my shoulder and wanted to show these little kids how it's done.
Well, you showed them how it was done. You get the job done tonight, man. I'm glad to see a Jack Shack car here go to victory lane. Much deserving. All you guys tonight, Hillkewicz as well. Unfortunately, he had to sit on the other side of this one. Much deserving for himself as well. You guys all played nice up here. Had a great finish here for all the fans watching. But, man, before we let you go here tonight and celebrate your victory with your team, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Of course, JSR, of course, we're always on top on everything we do. We run it over here. I got in the Nazareth. I'm running it over in Nazareth, so don't worry. Yeah, Trev. Yes, sir. Yep. Go ahead and give me my sponsored gloves from JSR. Yeah, give me some racing gloves. I need those. All my friends, Adam, Trey, Brady, Bryce, Jack, thank y'all. Thank you for the broadcast and the season. And I guess I'll see y'all next time when I race when I want, right? Once a season.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Come back and kick some ass. Yeah.
Maybe we'll link up for one of those next season. But hey, man, go kick butt in Nazareth. Looks like a lot of PGR talent is completely taking over their starting grid. So good luck over there. And right now, you got all the luck on your side. David Flanagin, your Season 3 champion. Go celebrate tonight.
Hey, Mike, one more thing. Hey, Hennings, I almost forgot. Hennings and Nash Bambilla, thank you so much, man. Hennings, I'm sorry that we weren't in the same Discord. Just disagreement and moves. I promise I was going with you the whole time. I just didn't know what you were doing. But, yeah, thanks, Mike. Thanks, Baker. Love y'all.
Well, you heard it there. That is a very happy and, well, I guess like almost relieved David Flanagin, who has battled so hard in these series, and that's funny, to finally win one of these championships. But there's another man we're bringing up right now in the number 11 tonight. He has been around here this season. Cody Rogers with Mark Rogers and their team of Josh Cruz as well as Shawn Parrish. And they've raced all season long, but now at the end of the season, they finally get the victory lane. It's Cody Rogers, the 22. You have a copy.
Yeah, man. How's it going?
Yeah, man. Well, you tell me. You're the race winner here tonight, man.
Luck. That's all it was right there. I just got lucky. Had a late race wreck that took Josh out, and then I felt like I lost all my help. David, he got around me there at the end, and I. You know, we were racing pretty. I'm stuttering, man. I'm shaking so much. But anyway, we were racing pretty hard, and then a calamity struck in the tri-oval, and the only thing I could do is keep my wheel straight. But on the same note, you know, coming across the track with Flanagin, I just scared to death. You know, I don't ever want to be, you know, a reason behind, you know, something going wrong in a race or get an EOL or just to be DQ'd or something. And, you know, but hey, I mean, I had a good time tonight. It started out a little rough, but man, I enjoy y'all's races. Y'all have a good show, good broadcast. All the boys love it. You know, Mark, Josh, Crocker is our newest member. He finally got a few days off from work, got to race with us. You know, Shawn, and, you know, I can think of many more that probably weren't here, but I just enjoyed tonight. It was great.
Well, man, I'm glad to see a good guy get the victory lane, and hopefully you guys can keep this rolling here. Man, what a win tonight, Cody. Before we let you go, though, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
I want to shout Mark again, Mark Rogers, Bender's Bar and Grill. Man, just if it wasn't for him, I honestly wouldn't be racing any of these races like that. I just go run and have a good time. But if it wasn't for him, getting the boys together, having a great time, when that's about it, man. I appreciate even all the boys hanging out. I just have a good time racing on Monday nights, and everything.
Well, Cody, a big win here tonight, man. Hey, you might have said lucky, but hey, it takes talent still to win these races, and you did just that. And we appreciate you guys racing here and battling all season long, and we'll hope to see you here in the future. Thank you.
All right, thank you, man.
That was race winner Cody Rogers, and what a race it was for him. What a season here it was as well. As your final results from tonight's race, Cody Rogers, P1 on the board. Your new champion, David Flanagin, who outlasts 3 others for the championship. Brian Hennings for Team PGR comes in 3rd. Shawn Hillkewicz, 2nd in the championship, battles for a 4th position. Max Dinda finishes in 5th. I don't know where he came from, but he finishes in the top 5. Jackson Bise, your 3rd in the championship standings, finishes in 6th. Matthew Stolnick, 7th here tonight. Nash Brambilla finishes in 8th. Alex Crocker in 9th. And rounding out your top 10, Evan Carlbon.
11th place, you get Mike Davenport, Josh Cruz, 12th, Casey Sprinkle, 13th, Jared Haynes in 14th, Carson Freeman, 15th, Josh McCullough, 16th, Moss Bagley in 17th, Cameron Craighead in 18th, Dawson Wise 19th, and Sammy Casey round out your top 20.
21st here tonight, Asher Little, Mark Rogers, a teammate of Cody, the race winner, finishes in 22nd. Axel Smith, blown engine, he was a championship 4 driver. He'll finish in the 4th position for the money there, finishes in 23rd. Dylan Ast finishes in 24th, Tim White 25th. Colby Nill out early, 26th. Sean Parrish, 27th. And Kenny Reel, who looked strong early, a big wreck for him tonight, finishes in the 28th position. Man, what a season it was as David Flanagin joins myself, Michael Triscaro, and Stephen Miles as your PGR Lite Series champion. And we'll be back in February for the season number 4. It'll be a little bit new and improved as we always make some changes, and starting to hear a little bit more about more of an overall point standings for that one. We'll find out. We'll definitely get that information out as we go. But tonight we'll just celebrate the championship for David Flanagin, the race win for Cody Rogers. And obviously to the victor goes the spoils here tonight. Shawn Hillkewicz, a tough battle to the end, but he battled. He tried as hard as he could here tonight, and unfortunately just falls short. But hey, wow, catching my breath as well. We'll be off, like I said, Thursday for the Intimidator Super Speedway Series. I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving here, and a happy holiday, and we'll pick back up Sunday night for the inaugural and first race of the Sunday Scary League. And we'll see what happens Monday. Not sure. Maybe we'll have a PGR 500 preview recruit race. We'll see. Maybe take a break for a week. But hey, nonetheless, a lot of action here live on the PGR eSports Network all week long. I believe tomorrow night, the Grindstone with Austin Green will be live. And yeah, wow. It was a season for sure to remember as David Flanagin, your champion here in Season 3. For PGR eSports, myself, Michael Triscaro, my co-host tonight, Matthew Baker. We'll see you all soon. Have a good night.